So I went back to
that wasn't a spiritual
What?
battle, right? If that wasn't spiritual, bruh,
Damn.
that was not flesh and blood. That was spirit.
Exactly. I went back to my cell, and I was like, I was so mad, but at the same time, it took me deeper. It was like, she was like, yo, God can't save you, because she already knew that the God I'm believing in, Jesus and all them, she already know what it is. You feel me? So it was like, with me doing the work I had been doing, helping so many people in there, and then going into that trial, it really came down to that. Like, the ancestors were like, listen, okay, we blessed you to know this, and we blessed you to go through this. So, what you gonna do? So I had to literally tell the ancestors, I'm like, man, listen, I promise you. They literally, like, that's what I'm saying. That's why I tell the young guys, like, I can really say don't get out the streets. Most people never went to trial. Most people, if they do go to jail or something, like, they getting that right out or they cop out. Most people ain't never went to trial, and they definitely ain't went to trial on no real heavy shit where they facing life. You know what I'm saying? So me having walked, okay, good looking God, having walked that journey, right? And my mom and them in the audience, and if they say guilty, if the judge say guilty, I'm not standing right here with y'all right now. This was 2016 when I went to trial. We in 2022, so this only 6 years ago. If that judge say guilty, hey, y'all like, hey, God, we glad you help. None of this would be happening right now. You see what I'm saying? I literally, and she knows she in the city. I'm in Cook County on 26 California, so when they reading the verdict, I had to deliberate on the verdict, I had to go to the back. When I went to the back, I promised the ancestors, I said, listen, I'm on my knees. I'm like, listen, because I already know if I go out here and they say guilty, how I'm gonna look my mom in the eye? They just gave her only son 40 years in jail. See what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't know what they gonna say when I go back out here. I had 5, this is how my testimony powerful. I had 5 people testify against me, right? This happened in broad daylight, including a police officer, right? That testified against me. No public, I didn't have no paid lawyer. I was my own fucking lawyer. I went pro se. You know what I'm saying? That's why a person can't tell. I know they penal codes and they laws. I know all that Moorish American talk. That shit do not work in their court at all. Even though you be saying the right shit, it don't work though. You know what I'm saying? Because that's maritime admiralty law when you step in the courts. You see what I'm saying? So, and then I had already won a lawsuit that I put in against them on my own for getting stabbed. So all it really came down to was, if you don't go out here and do what we need you to do, you're not walking out these doors. Now, if you go out here and you give your life to the people, you know what I'm saying? Wake the people up. I'm arguing with them like, oh, man, ain't nobody gonna wanna hear this shit though. We don't care what they wanna hear. This is what we need you to do. This is what we put you here to do. So what you gonna do? You gonna keep pretending to be JG or Shot G or Jetta G or Jetta D or all these little nicknames you done came up with for yourself while you trying to be a thug and a gangster, some shit that you wasn't put here to do. Are you gonna be Rashad Jamal? Are you gonna be Divine Inside? Are you ready to be yourself now? Fuck what the world think, or are you finna keep right? Like, or are you in the situation was I'm facing life? So it's like, I'm like, man, listen, I promise y'all, if y'all give me a second chance, when I go out them doors, I'm not letting even the threat of death stop me. That's why I be like that. Y'all be like, man, you got the courage, because it's like I done made a covenant. I made a pact with them. So I'm not worried about no death or no police or no FBI, no CIA. I fear those who sent me. I fear those who speak through me. I fear those who I made that agreement with to help all our people, to help the young guys that's coming up behind me. They gonna try to come through that same path. And it's not enough for us to be like, nah, that ain't how they go. You know, it's not enough for us to challenge the bullshit, you feel me? Without no fear. So that's why when you ask me that question, like, man, what made you go all the way up in there? It was really the situation in jail and how it came to me. You know what I'm saying? How it came to me. You know what I'm saying? In and out the hole when I didn't even do nothing. They used to come to my cell and shake my cell down and take all my books for nothing, because the COs used to be like, this nigga smart as shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I started leading hunger strikes in jail. Like, it was like, a wing might get into a fight in Division 9, so they done locked the whole division down. We ain't had no visits all month, no commissary sky high. I done organized strikes in there. I'm like, okay, I'm finna write to the leader, the vice lords, the Latin Kings, the BDs. I had a leadership spot for the GDs, so I already had that because of my brain. So those older GDs was like, we want him right there because he's a great leader. He know how to think, he gonna lead. I ain't had nobody getting killed and stabbed. Before I got in that position, people was fighting in jail and getting stabbed. When I got right there, I started teaching people how to read. we going to court trying to get up out of here, not going to court trying to stab each other. Like all that silly shit went out the way. So I started helping people too while I was in there that whole time. I realized around that second year of being in there that it's not nobody's fault that I'm in here. It's mine. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, I'm also not in this situation right now because it fucked in my mind to be like, why am I going through this if I wasn't in the wrong? I'm going to college. I'm changing my life, God. Why, how I'm going to change my life and then you're going to do this to me? These are questions I had for the ancestors at that time. You know what I'm saying? But then it hit me like, no, you're not in jail for shooting him because you was right. He tried to shoot you. You're not wrong for that. And he tried to kill my mama, so you're not wrong for that. But at the same time, all that shit you did from 9 to 19, remember them nights? And it hit me one day, I'm like, damn, I'm not even in here for 4 years for this case. I'm in here for all the shit I got away with when I didn't get caught. You see what I'm saying? And from that point, I was able to really just elevate, like, okay, I know what it is now. This just calm. I sent out a lot of negative energy. So it came back right now, but I ain't finna do life in jail. I'm gonna be good because I've never been a bad person. I've always still had a good soul, but I have sent out negative energy before. That's just throat chakra. That's just how you grow. You know what I'm saying? So when I peeped that God, that's when I was able to really like understand that this was just like a spiritual journey, a testimony. And then now look at it now, like how I look at it, like when I could tell the story, and it's like ain't too many people that can tell that story like that. They can be like, man, I went to trial and fought for my life and won with myself. I didn't have no lawyer. So it's myself and the ancestors. You know what I'm saying? I lived this life and seen and went to the top in that life. Most people don't go to the top. It's like if a person sells drugs, when I sold drugs, I was never no drug kingpin. I couldn't get past the 8 ball. I couldn't save up money off weed because I was smoking weed. But it was homies I had that got to that status of, right? But when it came to being aggressive and being like the shooting and being violent, I was on all of that. So that's why I was like, okay, I went to that level and then I went to jail and I went to the top of my organization. So I went to a leadership position. Most people that's GDs, they don't get to that position. I'm at that position. I'm sitting with the big guys that ain't never coming home. I'm talking to them when they coming passing through. So I went there to see that when you get there, it still ain't shit. You get what I'm saying? You ain't achieving nothing walking that life at all. And me having been up there, I could tell a person that's just trying to do it something. So I see why they sent me through that. I see why I had to sleep in my car before. Because now I can relate to people. That's why I love giving back. Because I know what it's like not to have shit. Like, God know that people know I be on live giving away. We just gave away $1,000 to the homeless like a week ago. You know what I'm saying? I probably give away like $10,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? Just giving shit away. Anybody that I rock with, if I ask them to come out and do work, I support black-owned business, I'm going to tip you. Fact, you know what I'm saying? I'm tipping everybody. That's who I am every day. You know what I'm saying? But that's because I know what it's like not to have. I done lived so many different lives. So all them lives I lived that used to have me mad at the world, like, why I gotta go through this? Why me? Now, I'm like, okay, I get it because I can actually talk and motherfucker can relate. You can feel it off, you can see it in my eyes, you can feel it on my energy. Ain't no faking it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no, even when a motherfucker, that's why when people be trolling online, they didn't even pull up. You know what I'm saying? You pull up, it's feel my energy. You gonna see that I stand on this. I live through this. You feel me? And even with the government, when they sending their death threats, I'm moving and grooving. I'm moving and grooving regardless, God. You feel me? Like I'm gonna move and groove regardless. On the spiritual aspect. You feel me? If I'm gonna be out here, I'm gonna be double-breasted. You feel me? Give a fuck about no threats. If it gotta really get like that, you know, I'm going to the chopsticks and all of that. You feel me? Like I'm not worried about none of that because I got a mission. I'm in my divine calling to remind y'all who the fuck y'all is, my people. You feel me? So I'm not gonna let none of that stop. That's why I say, like, I be wanting people to pull up. Fuck the internet. Come in the energy. What you feel off the energy? What you see when you look in my eyes? Do I look like a motherfucking lion and you playing with you? Or a motherfucker that done been through the dirt, the real pain, the real hurt, the real... Even now, I don't get to see my son. I'm not lying about that on the internet. That shit that I'm going through with my baby mama and not seeing my son. It was the guy that just walked up, gave me a shit. I made a shirt for Zaza. I didn't went in tears on her. She didn't even know it. I smiled with her like, thank you, God. But she don't even know that shit hurt. You know what I'm saying? But because I'm on this dirt, my baby mama didn't like me doing nothing. none of this. I used to talk to her about it and shit. Nobody want to hear shut the fuck up. But because we had a son, I'm trying to stay with her for him. Not knowing that, shit, my wife, oh, she done walked out. No, she right there. My wife, she accept me for me. You see what I'm saying? I could be myself. I didn't know that then. I had to learn the lessons going with different goddesses and trying to be who they wanted me to be. Now I'm losing myself. It's like a goddess. She can't get with no God and try to be who he wants you to be, because then you gonna lose yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know how many goddesses I was with and I was losing myself in them and didn't even know it. So it's like all that shit though. It's like, okay, I gotta be I'll be the sacrifice. You feel me? I ain't worried about that shit because I'm for the team. I grew up on unity. I grew up on unity, so I'm gonna be on the front line. Nigga, the police pull up right now and they try to get me to us and they ain't trying to. I'm be the first motherfucker on the front line. I'm telling you. I'm willing to die for my people, and I mean that. That's why when I get elections, y'all feel that energy. That's why they don't like the energy. That's why I'm probably the most not liked out of all the intellects to be on the online. You feel me? Like Fox News put out a fucking article saying we got a violent code. We out here with crystal babies, star seeds, nothing with guys and guys. We just cool and mingling. What's violent about this? I ain't gonna tell nobody out here to do nothing that's gonna hurt you. We not moving rambunctious, but because when we get these lectures, it's an energy behind it. Because I understand it's our land. I look in your eyes, I see the pain. I look in your eyes, I see the pain. I look in her eyes, I see that. I feel that. So when I'm giving it, it's real. Because I'm really on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm on that. I got warrants right now. You feel me? For standing up for us. That's what I tell part of the government do. You feel me? So, like now, you see these tears, it's real. I'm gonna show y'all how I feel. I'm gonna smile and all that shit, but if you think I ain't sitting here in pain, I am. Y'all feel me? Because of what we go through. You feel me? Because of what we go through. Like, I got a smile amongst us to smile. But what behind this is rage and chaos with the system. Pain, I feel our pain. You feel me? I know when we leave this motherfucker right now, this motherfucker's gonna be kind of lost again. Like, damn, okay, what I do next? You feel me? This motherfuckers that ain't gonna stay in here and let the tears fall down their face. They not tapped in, they don't feel it. Police pull up though, motherfuckers in the front, they gone. They ain't ready to really leave right now for something bigger than yourself. That's what this shit is about. I got my wife and my kids. I get these death threats, nigga, but I ain't finna let it stop me though. Fake cases put on me. Articles being put on me. Motherfuckers don't even know me. Niggas that talk crazy on the internet pull up. On my soul, pull up on me in real life time and see how I go. I'm gonna scrap, we gonna shoot, I'm gonna do all that, and I'm gonna stand on my own. You feel me? In real life, this is me. Nothing fake with me. Ain't no, let me try to be somebody I'm not. Let me look tough. I'm gonna let the tears fall so y'all can feel it, so you can know the motherfuckers would have like, listen, God really standing 10 toes on this shit, man. I'll never honor no court system because they took everything from us. I'm not paying taxes neither though. Fuck the case, I'm not even paying taxes, man. They sent me the shit through, fuck them taxes. Cause that's gonna lead to a case too, eventually up. He ain't pay his taxes, so tax evasion. And when they come like that, I'ma stand like that. Cause the message already out there. So now with the message being out there, they can't do nothing with me. Cause when I do go, motherfuckers know the truth. Like, oh no, they was fucking with him because he came on that energy for his people. You feel me? He for us, he for his people. He authentic, he ain't scared to be himself. He ain't trying to put on no fronts. He on the real life front line for the struggle.